Why is real estate so hard? In this video, I'm going to dive into exactly why real estate is such a hard business to get into. That way you can decide if it's right for you or maybe it's not. Alright, so let's talk real estate. So many people come and go. If you're in real estate right now, you might have seen people come into your brokerage and they come in 1 month, they're going the next month, and there's super high turnover. I think this industry has somewhere upwards of 80% of turnover. So the stat is every 5 years, 80% of the real estate industry fails out and turns over. Those are terrible numbers. And I don't want to make this video to discourage you. I just want to go over some of the hard truths. That way you can know what to expect when you get into this challenging business. Because it's hard, it's going to take a ton of work. And if you're prepared, you can build something very successful and you can build a great life and a great business. But if you're not prepared, then this business can completely destroy your goals and send you back to a 9-to-5 job that you don't want to be in. So let's talk about some of the reasons that this actually happens. The first one is there's so much competition. This industry is packed with competition. Think about it. Just in my small state alone, there's over 5,000 real estate agents competing for the same business. And that is a huge challenge. I'm in the smallest state in the entire country, and there's over 5,000 agents all going for the same deals and the same clients. The next thing is the market itself. So not only are you competing against other agents, you're also competing against the market. Here's what I mean. Interest rates, housing inventory, all different things can impact the way you operate your business. And it can either make it more challenging or it can make it more easy. But the market is consistently fluctuating and you're gonna have to adapt and adjust to mirror the market. That way you're productive and you're closing deals throughout the year, no matter what the market is. And that's one of the big challenges of this industry. Now, I don't wanna scare you with all this talk of huge competition, because you can smoke the competition and you can be totally fine. So I don't want you to think of it as it's an impossible business to get into. I just want you to know that it's challenging and it's going to take long hours. If you're not committed, then this probably isn't the business for you. But if you're committed and this is something that you really want to do and you have a passion for it, then you can build a tremendously profitable business and you can smoke the competition away. So don't let this discourage you. Just know that if you're not willing to put the long hours into it, it's probably the wrong business for you. And if you're gonna commit and you're gonna put the hours in, there's a high chance that you're gonna be successful and you're gonna be in that top 20% of the agents that make 80% of the money. Next, let's talk about numbers. This industry is all about numbers. And what I mean by that is real estate at the end of the day is a huge numbers game. I figured this out early on in my career. And the thing is, the more leads that you contact and the more times you prospect the leads every day, the bigger your pipeline is gonna get. And every single deal that you work on or work with isn't gonna close. So you're gonna have deals that don't get to the finish line, and that's gonna be frustrating. But you have to know that the more deals that you work on, the more that will close. Real estate is simply a numbers game. So instead of riding the real estate roller coaster and getting super upset when some of your deals die out, just realize that the more deals you work on, the more deals will get to the finish line. So as time goes on, you're gonna start to see this more and more. But as a new agent, it's really tough because you might have 2 or 3 deals that you're really focused on and they might decide to do something else. Maybe they decide to hold on to the house and take it off the market. Maybe they decide that they don't want to buy anymore. They're going to wait till the market does something different and they're going to rent. And this can be super frustrating, especially if you work with these people for multiple months. But just know that if you spend your time every single day prospecting for new business, this won't be such a problem. But if you don't realize that real estate is a numbers game, you might get discouraged and you might quit because you're simply not working enough deals at one time. Another challenging part of this business is the long sales cycle. So if you're from a 9-to-5 environment, you might not realize that real estate takes a long time to close. Now, some deals close fast, but the majority of your deals are going to take multiple months to close. Think about it. If you're working with a first-time buyer and you get them under contract, it can take up to 60 days to close on that property. That's 2 months. Now, that's not even accounting for the amount of time that you took driving that person around, showing them houses, doing home buyer consultations. So this can really add up and it can create a super long sales cycle, and that can be tough from a money management standpoint. And it can be hard to budget your finances because you don't know when the next commission's coming, and you might have a big pipeline, but nobody might be under contract, and you don't know when they're going to go into contract, and you don't necessarily know when they're going to close. So that can create a huge challenge, and it creates another element to this business that makes it really hard. There is a solution to it. You have to have a good amount of savings, and you have to be able to budget how much money you're spending every month. And as time goes on, you'll be able to get a grasp on how much money is coming in versus how much money is going out, and how many deals you need to close per year to be able to cover your bills, make a profit, have enough money to reinvest, and do all the good stuff. But when you first start in the industry, it's very difficult to figure out how many deals you need to close and how much money you need to hold on to and how tight you have to keep your budget. One of the most important parts of your money management program has to be taxes. So many agents get through their first year, even if they have a successful year, they don't realize that at the end of the year, they have to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes every single year. You have to pay taxes on the money that you made. And as an agent, our taxes aren't taken out ahead of time. We're all independent contractors. You're a business owner now. So you have to realize you have to manage your money the right way and put money away for taxes. That way you're not short at the end of the year. Another important thing you must do is you must put some money aside for marketing. If you're gonna last in this business, you have to reinvest in your business and get new leads. You have to do marketing. You have to get yourself out there. And all comes a part of your monthly business budget. So you need to be able to account for that. You need to be able to figure out how much money you need to put towards that every single month to grow, but also be responsible and not make yourself run out of money before you can close your next deal. And this is hard when you first start. In fact, I recommend you keep the marketing budget as small as possible and put large amounts of sweat equity in. I remember when I first started, I knocked on 100 doors a day. It cost me nothing but the money that I spent on printing things on my computer, flyers, handouts, things like that. But that cost me nothing, but it cost me my time. And when you first start out, I highly suggest you go to that kind of model and put a lot of sweat equity in versus cutting a ton of checks to marketing companies and lead generation companies, because those are expensive. And the bad news is if you don't close those deals, you can be out of the business before you even start. So you've got to set this thing up right. You've got to have structure. And that's the most important aspect of this business, is build structure. Take 9 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon and prospect. Buy a dialer, buy Mojo Dialer, get on the dialing system, call possible sellers. Just get in the groove and build structure. You also have to build a structure around your money management system. And you have to make sure that you have a good budget in place and that you follow that budget. And you have to realize that this business is hard. There's a lot of ups and downs. At the end of the day, it's a huge numbers game. And once you realize that, things get a little more easy and you start taking things less personal. And the more money that you load into the top of your sales funnel, the more easy it's going to become. Because if you have 20 deals in your sales funnel and 50% of them close, you close 10 deals. If you have 2 deals in your sales funnel and 50% of them close, you have 1 sale. So you have to look at it that way. And your most important thing that you do every day is load that sales funnel up with new clients, new potential deals, and new conversations about real estate. And if you can do that and you can keep a solid budget, you're going to be good. And real estate will get easier and easier as the years go by. I've been in this business for over 5 years, and I've been with the same broker for over 5 years, and I've consistently grown my business year over year. And there's been struggles. When I first started out, this business was extremely difficult. I went through all these struggles that I'm talking about today, and it wasn't easy, but I got through it. And hopefully I can pass some of that on to you so that you can avoid some of these painful pitfalls. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear, what the most challenging part of real estate has been for you. Drop it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe for more real estate content and smash that like button. Thanks so much.